Last session, you finished what you started with Akiri, the Harbinger. Farla hamstrung the Colossus as Shepard, skittering in spider shape, webbed and poisoned another leg. Jake climbed the crown while Phelan and Shepard hammered its head. Farla's blade found the eye. Phelan's uppercut cracked the jaw, and the red heart flared violet, bathing the Baron's lines and soaking into your skin and gears with a strength that felt different. Misty brewed you back to whole with her iron kettle and warned that Preacher Rios was rousing crowds about 9 rising and 9 falling. Rumors said the shadow walked under the sun, and residue festered near Desperation Lake. Renko the herder begged help as night cattle vanished, hides left like parchment. You rode for the Screaming Stones, the bright painted outpost wreathed in howling pillars. Shepard reunited with Christine, the fawn he once cared for, who whispered the night had turned strange. Jed heard family calling and rode off. Miss Garrity screamed and now claimed she was fine. Inside Garrity's house, you found every mirror and window covered, walls crammed with self-portraits, and a smear of processed, wrong essentia that projected memories through reflections. She gasped that she'd been found, stared at Jake, screamed, and collapsed bleeding from the eyes. A threat carved in wood promised to make her what her heart had always been made of. At dusk, you met Zagans, a towering axe-bearer, and recruited a dapper gunman called Dust to watch the house. Shepard waited outside and watched yellow waves of light funnel toward the jail. Then the town ignited with memory fire. Zagans rang the bell, Farla roused doors, and Shepard broke into Christine's home, hauling her to safety. At the jail, a hard light mass battered Miss Garrity's cell until it took the shape of a headless woman, holding her own face in a pistol. It shot at Farla. Zagans shielded her and struck back. Shepard barreled in, and the specter cursed them, stone creeping toward their hearts, until Farla's devouring dagger and Zagan's cleaving blow shattered it. The flames winked out. You found a yellow essentia sigil, a first wife's ring that silenced steps, a stabilized canteen, and dusted strength brownies. Tracking the scent of tobacco over gold, you followed it back to Dust's note and a crystal contraption that redirected essentia from the Dust Sea. His revenge on Miss Garrity. He fled west. The device worked too well. You resolved to take the crystal out of reach and ride for Renko's ranch at Desperation Lake before hunting Dust in the cave where he found it, as the Screaming Stones hummed and the night learned your memories.
All right, with that, we come upon our scene as Dust is high in the Dust Sea, swirling around as you ride fast. In the Dust Sea, it's hard because there are large craters entirely covered over by, well, the dust of the land, cracked and dried bits of stone, so that any mount that might go will suddenly find it and its rider barreling towards at the bottom, usually never to be seen again. So one must travel carefully through this place, or like some, and you see them now, large sail-like vessels taking the winds and hovering almost on the dust, getting a little bit of air as the essentia powers the bottom, making it nearly hover over, just sailing on a sea of dust. Witnessing this, how is it that the three of you want to proceed?
Well, Jake, do you think you can track down any cattle with that nose of yours, or are they too organic for your liking?
Arla friend, I primarily track Essentia. If the cattle had Essentia, I could track them.
Are they infused? I feel like they did something with them to protect them. Am I making stuff up?
The horns on their heads sometimes were infused, right?
I believe that's what you said, yeah. But
If you have horns, can you smell that Essentia?
I don't.
I think it would be difficult to track that specific form of Essentia. But we
It's
may
just
not need to. Are they going to Ranker's farm, right? Or ranch?
Well, that's true, but I have no idea what that is. Do you?
Feel like we would have gotten directions for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more how you want to kind of get over, as I said, the
Yeah.
dangers here in the Dust Sea is kind of the how you want to approach the problem.
What is there any cover? Is there any cacti, trees, grasses?
Here it's mostly sparse. Things are covered up by just the dirt and all that is here.
Well, I say we walk dumbly through it.
Maybe not dumbly. And I could probably scout for you all. And with that, I will shift into a bird.
Ooh.
Nice.
So, we'll go something like a red-tailed hawk.
All right. All right. So with that transformation flickers as you ride up high, looking down. What are you trying to fully uncover here?
Just I'll keep flying in the direction that we're heading, and just be on the lookout for the path that they're traveling, and make sure they're not going in anything that could be seen as danger. And I'll keep flying down and giving them updates.
All right. Sure, give me instinct then.
That is a 18 hope.
Well, all right. In that case, keeping your view down the best you can. Here, there's as high up which the way the sun is shining down and the wind blowing, you can start to see discolorations from this high. And therefore direct everyone to avoid the large pits that can be 30, 50 feet deep, but filled in, and dust only comes up maybe 1 or 2 feet as you stride through, and the giant clouds go as the calls from Shepherd Pugh lead you on through.
Do you see any patterns in the ground? Any shapes or, I don't know, geological phenomena?
Oh, that's a good question. Would I see patterns or anything like that? Crop circles?
I think this time up, you notice that there's certain of the craters that are left through that almost are equal distant, giving you the odd sense of enormous footsteps,
Hmm.
of like a stride.
Hmm.
Something maybe 6, 8 legs. It's hard to tell.
Hmm.
And these creators have been here for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will fly down. I think I've seen them before, but I think with the reemergence of Colossi, now it's starting to put two and two together of like, oh, this is footsteps. I'll pass that information along.
Goodness, so I suppose we don't want to make too much noise or draw too much attention to ourselves. Maybe we should hot-foot it through this area. Why would Renko set up a farm around here? That's crazy.
Deal with what you got, and it was only recently that Colossi became a problem. I'm not even aware of an active one around here, anyways.
Well, let's hope that when we arrive, it's not clear that the cattle are grazing in the path of a giant that's fresh. Can we see any outposts or farm-like structures in the distance?
Yeah, I think as you make your way here, like both from above, Shepard and you all, there's small tremors. As you pause for a moment, they kind of move, and it's almost like dust gets hurled up in the distance, and then closer, as though they're searching or hunting whatever is making it. Given this new thing kind of more in the way that you know you need to go, what would you like to do?
Oh, I'm kind of a singular focus right now. So if it's on the way, I mean, I'll investigate it. But if not, I'm cool with whatever you two want to do.
I say let's go for it.
So we'll move in the direction of those dust clouds.
Yeah, how do you want to approach?
From the air?
Better than bird format.
Well, you're going from the air, and just sort of like, are you? So is it you're trying to kind of get in and see what they are, trying to avoid them? What are we trying to do?
Yeah, I'm going with the intent of understanding what is causing it.
All right.
How high are the dust clouds? Do they like toss? Would it toss a bird around? You know?
I mean, when the clouds come up from whatever this is happening, it's like a good 8 feet tall, like maybe 10. And I'd say from above, Shepard, you can kind of see what looks like this, almost like a horse-sized bug digging up, and you can see it grab like what seems to be more like a lion-sized rabbit as it digs its claws in, and as it bites down, it's as though like the skin gets dissolved, and almost like it's being digested on the outside and then eaten after.
You know what they say? Everything's bigger in the drylands.
I will fly back to the group and let you know. I think I found our culprit. Seems to be a bug or an insect of some sort that is dissolving its prey as it eats it.
Ugh. with saliva? What color is the saliva? Is it blue? Yellow? Could it be
Yes.
Essentia related?
At this point, I'm starting to believe everything that's going wrong is Essentia related.
Fair call. Well, maybe we
Organics
sneak up
are
on it.
weird.
Sorry, Jake, what was that?
Organic beings are strange.
Yes, we are.
You normally digest food on the inside, yes?
Well, it depends. Some of us do.
Bugs and
Like-
insects, not always.
If anything, I think we can take that difference as a sign it should be murdered. Let's go over there and kill it.
Farther Friend's logic is impeccable, as always.
I guess we're going on a bug murder spree.
All right. In that case, riding up, just rolling right up on this thing as it's having its meal. I'll let you all have the spotlight. You just want to kill the thing in front. It's all good old. Let's put it down.
I'd like to try and stay cloaked by the dust. Maybe I'll like dusty myself up a bit,
Mhm.
trying not to draw too much attention, approach slowly, get within quite a close range. Is that possible, do you think? If he's too busy doing what he's doing, maybe he doesn't notice it.
Yeah, I say go ahead and give me a finesse. Trying to cloak on up.
18 with hope.
Team with hope. All right. In that case, staying within the dust and making use of when it blows and it's harder to detect any movement, you can get right up on it. Hidden by the storms and the winds.
Awesome. And may I take another turn?
Sounds like everyone's going.
Would you like to position yourselves, folks?
I'm happy just observing for now.
Yeah, I don't keep my distance.
Alrighty. Then I will use Shadowbind, which allows me to temporarily restrain things in their place. And that's a 15 with hope.
15 with hope. See your shadows move through the dust. The last moment, it's like it feels something. Doesn't even look, just puts its claws down and rises up almost like a flip, spilling acid all around, and kind of spins its body fast so the acid from its mouth sprays out. I need all three of you to give me a reaction roll. Oh, sorry, it's making an attack against each of you. That's what it's doing. So here we go. That is 11 to Shepherd, 16 on Farla,
Oh,
and a 22 on Jake.
It's a miss for me.
Okay.
that hits me, and I use an armor to take 1.
Nice. Well, that's just the evasion. The
Oh,
acid
sorry, you're right.
damage is 9. And
Oh.
as it hits you, it begins burning into your skin and your armor and makes you automatically lose an armor slot.
Oh, great. I regret
To
getting so
any
close up now.
damage. You're still cloaked because it didn't quite see you. You see, well, yeah, well, no, you're not cloaked because it avoided your attack. So,
A 15? It avoided a 15. We're in trouble. Where's Nuggins?
I'll pass the spotlight.
I will shift out of my bird form, and I'll be at far range of it. Actually, I'll be at very far range of it,
All right.
and we'll take a shot. "20 hope."
That hits.
I'll say avoid that. 10 damage, physical.
All right. Very shot goes out, kind of nicks it. As it takes HP. I'm going to spend a fear to activate as it trudges and just basically opens its claws, trying to grab Farla here for 15 against your evasion.
Miss.
Oh, nice. How do you get out of the way?
Oh wait, actually that's not true because I had Rogue's Hope up, but it succeeded an attack against me, so that would have hit.
Okay. That is 12 physical damage.
I will. Is that going to dissolve my armor?
No, not this attack.
Okay, thank God. Then I feel its gaping maw jump down on my little fawny leg.
How are you looking, Farla?
Not great. Could be better.
Is Farla grappled? Like, was
No.
she restrained at all? No? Okay.
It's kind of grabbed and ripped off a piece of Farla and kind of quickly threw it in its mouth.
Oh,
And I
I
passed
needed
spotlight.
Would Farla friend like to get away from this thing?
yes. Very much so.
So I'm going to. Well, actually, I have to make a roll for this. So I make a spellcast roll of 13, which I made. That is a 22 with fear, but it beats the spellcast roll, so I spend a hope, and a portal opens up right next to you, Farla. An arcane
That's so
door
cool.
opens up next to you. So all of a sudden, there's Jake's eyes flash, and one of these things opens up next to you. One opens up next to Jake, who
Nice.
stayed away, and you can move through it.
Am I able to do that even though you rolled with fear? Does the spotlight move?
I don't know. I mean, I had to make a spellcast roll to do it, and I succeeded on the roll. I just rolled with fear instead of hope.
Yeah, so you allow her to mark HP. Is that what you do?
Oh no, I think I just transfer through the portal.
She can
Okay.
move through the portal stays open until somebody moves through it.
Okay, so the portal's open, and then before Farla can go, because of fear, it will get to go here, and it will. I think just take another strike at Farla. 12.
That misses, thank God.
Okay. All right. So with that, you're able to duck underneath it. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go through that portal and pop out near Jake and say, "Thank you, Jake. That was excellent. Good timing. Very good timing."
Jake's little mechanical tail wags, and the portal closes. Closes once somebody moves through.
I'm resisting to say "good boy" because I feel like that's not the variety of mechanical dog that you are.
So I'm very far away. Jake, how far away are you?
I should be far range. That's the range on the door, and I was trying to stay
Got it.
decently far from this thing.
So can I close the distance to Jake and Farla from where I'm at without making a roll?
It sounded like you were kind of far above the ground, right? Oh no, you landed.
I landed to
as
take
far
a
as you
shot.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say because they were far. Yeah, you could probably get within. You could get up to them. Yeah.
Okay. So then I will run up to Farla and use regeneration on you. So I will spend 3 hope, and you gain 4 health.
Oh, thank you. Phyla looks more rested than she did when she got out of bed this morning. Amazing, thank you. I'm starting to think this is a bad idea.
Can you try binding that beast again?
I can certainly try, but I do need to be within very close range, so I would need to run back towards it.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I can do.
I mean, while Barlow's thinking, his little shoulder mount will open up for his great staff, and he'll take a shot
go.
at the thing.
Nice. Cool.
So that is another. That is a 17 with hope.
That hits.
Cool. For 9 magic damage.
Okay. Another graze comes back, and then I will spend a fear to activate. Let's see here. All right. It kind of starts charging, and it rears up and then dives into the ground. And I'll spend another fear.
This is an unfortunate turn of events.
And you
Very
feel it,
literary of you, Jake.
fear just
Very
around
rude.
you as it bursts out of the ground in the center of the 3 of you. I need agility reaction from you 3.
What is my agility? Oh, my agility is
Get
pretty
any
good.
more of those portals?
It's 9 for me.
It is a 19 with hope. So it doesn't matter on reactions. 19.
11.
Okay, so Shebepu and Farla, you are knocked to the ground, making you vulnerable.
Jake backflips.
As it's right there, and I pass the spotlight.
Farla,
Is
friend,
this one of those?
it is now
Sorry.
it is now very close. If you would like to try it.
You're so right. But more importantly, it's within, hopefully, melee range of an ally. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend a hope to make a spellcast roll and try and do my Rain of Blades spell because I'm feeling like going easy isn't the solution. So, spellcast roll. 17 with hope. Oh, I'm having a good time with rolls.
That hits.
Ah, yes. All right, great. So 2d8 plus 2. Oh dear. It's 8 damage from the Rain of Blades, and because I was within melee range, I'm going to do the sneak attack.
Nice.
And that's a 10, so a total of 18 damage.
18. That is major as hits into its skin, breaking its carapace open just a bit.
Excellent. Having done that, I'd like to skitter back as far as I can.
Yeah. All right. And with that action, you're able to get out of your vulnerable position. Who's next?
I will also scramble up and away if I can, and then kind of center myself and take another shot. "21 hope."
Very nice.
Uh, 11 damage physical.
All right.
And I would like to go as far as I can opposite from Farla and Phil, or Farla and Jake, to make it have to choose a target.
Yes. All right. They're taking the spotlight.
Jake will take another shot with his little shoulder laser. That is a 21, but with fear.
All right. Well, that hits.
For 8 magical damage.
Okay. If you're angry at this thing that's shooting them, it closes the distance and raises its claws, trying to rip you apart for 19.
That'll hit.
All right, that is 17 physical damage.
Okay, well, we'll use an armor to reduce that from the severe to just major.
Yeah. So your sparks of Ascension as it grabs a leg, trying to rip Jake apart.
Yeah.
Never like take the spotlight.
I'm starting to wonder whether running away is a very appropriate strategy. How are you
We're in
looking,
the thick of
Shepard?
it now. Kill it. I'm stressed, but I'm relatively unscathed.
Jake?
Jake looks like he's just about torn into.
Okie dokie. Jake, I hate to pull this move with you, but I just want to say you've always been, and you always will be, a really good boy. And that is my inspirational words ability. And I want you to gain 1 hit point.
Oh, okay. Jake is sitting there, his tail a little wags. Jake is good boy.
I'm afraid that's all the healing I can do. I'm sorry.
And with that, his canines start to glow, and this thing is right on top of him, so he will go ahead and take a strike with his teeth.
Teeth strike.
No, that is with fear again. All right, that is a 15 with fear.
Okay. Chomping down, your teeth cannot penetrate its thick shell. It just kind of looks down as you're attached, raises its claw, and comes down upon Jake for 11.
Somehow that misses, even though it's sitting right there.
Yeah, we just let go at the last second. Hits the ground. I passed the spotlight.
Alright, I will do some things. Let's see here. I will shift into a... Why not? A pangolin. And charge at this thing and take a hit at swing at it.
Nice. Oh.
And as I do, I will slap my tail-like appendage against Jake and also use regeneration on him. I heal you for 2.
Okay.
And for my attack, I got a 17 hope.
That hits.
9 damage.
All right. Unit spins. It's kind of like stumbles for a moment. It's on its last leg. And as with hopes, you also have the spotlight.
I just want to say pangolins are the cutest little animals in the whole world.
Aren't they?
And they're just so cute. But they're also really small. So I wonder, could we have it be in the meta that they're enormous giant you're an
Oh,
enormous
I
giant
am. I am a dire pangolin.
penguin. Beautiful. Okay, excellent. That's a bit more scary. Cool. What have we got? I guess I will try to. I'm going to run into the fray again, right up close, and hit it with my dagger. This time for 16 with fear.
16 with fear. The 16 does hit.
Oh, thank goodness. And that will be a total of 19 damage. And distress.
Nice. Oof. How do you want to do this?
Yay! I want to like grab its, I don't know, proboscis, Knut, and I want to try and like cut its mandibles off. Cut them off.
Yeah.
Disarm it.
Absolutely. As the blood, an acid shoots, as it kind of curls into a ball before it no longer moves.
Does it flip over and go like?
Yeah.
That was fearsome. Do you think that's what's eating all the cattle? What is that it was eating?
Rabbit.
Is that a rabbit? I've never seen a rabbit like that
It was.
before. Goodness. Do you think there are more of them? I feel like creatures like that have a nest.
I imagine there's more.
Are we prepared to fight all that?
May have to find out.
Do we still have any dynamite? I can't remember if I've spent. Let me look through my bag.
I think you got 3 new sticks.
Yay. Okay, that seems like a very good application for explosives.
Well,
Shall we head further on?
I think a rest is needed.
All right.
Can we see the ranch yet? Or are we still?
Yeah, I think from here you can, as the dust kind of blows, you can just see the outline of these large fences that seem to mark some type of property.
Do we want to make it to the ranch first?
Makes sense.
It's probably
Would be
safer.
Safer.
Yeah. All right. Let's beat feet to the ranch and seek shelter and rest.
All right. In that case, as you ride,
I will roll.
you come on in through the gate. As you can see, a few folk raise hands, kind of glad they finally see you. And tipping their hats.
I'm aware that it'll just look like a fawn walking around with a dog and a pangolin. Don't mind my pets. I'm not really one for pleasantries and introductions, but hi, I'm Farla. Is that your dead cattle?
Dead cattle. You can see here Rankin had gone ahead as he goes, glad y'all made it. Come in. Get you out of the dust. And goes looking at, and sorry, you Bennett's cattle goes, oh, we've kept some in for now. And as he shows you out back, you can see that they're have kind of kept out there a series of hides, about 17 parched and what looks like almost half powdered, half intact skull of a cattle.
Hmm.
They go, that's what's been happening to them.
And you haven't seen what's responsible for this?
No, it comes at them at night. Thing is, they're trained to go out at night and find essentia, power their meat, so that it brings a little more health to anyone who would have it. Kind of looks. It's been all this thing that that a few of us out here have been trying to do. This idea that you can have creatures that digest essentia through their, naturally, and then when you harvest the meat, you can actually take in some of that natural process essentia. It helps you, the idea is, what we're told is that it can help you actually develop your own magic, your own power. Instead of always having to find essentia, it becomes part of you itself.
Interesting. So you could say that these cattle are quite valuable.
You could say that. With them being dried up, not even the meat left behind. It's going to throw us all in quite a pickle up here.
Do you have any competition, business-wise?
I mean, not much come out here. There's always just, people trying to take advantage, trying to find something a little bit better. I guess there's one crowd. They've been trying to buy people's land a little bit, but no one's been leaving their claim or anything like that. But they just don't understand how it is. Once you have a place out here, you want to stay.
So you haven't seen what's responsible, and you've got this perhaps competitor. Could they be responsible?
I don't know how they've been doing it.
Well, Shepard, do you think that chunk of yellow essentia could be controlling something?
I don't think this particular crystal would do that, but there may be similar. It has a different function.
Well then, I suppose the most reliable approach might be to simply wait till nightfall and see what appears.
Sounds best.
Jake wants to investigate the half-powdered skull. He wants to see if there is any residual essentia in the bones or in the powder.
All right. Give me a knowledge roll.
And Well, actually, okay. So in this way, I'm gonna use my experience of uncanny instincts, but I don't actually currently have any hope. But I can mark a stress instead of using a hope, and it doubles the experience bonus. So
Nice.
that is going to be still not going to get any hope, but that is going to be a total 25 with fear.
All right. Does it remind me what you were looking into again?
He's trying to it's sort of there's a couple things he's curious about. He wants to just see if there's any residual essentia in the bones that have been left, but honestly he's also curious if anywhere in his data banks from his creator, if this idea of infusing an animal with essentia lets you consume it, like if that actually makes any sense.
All right. So looking at this closely, what you actually see is it seems what has been left behind is absolutely devoid of essentia.
Okay.
And even as you kind of sniff it, just that sheer, like, slight breeze or suction, you see a little bit off of the one horn turn to powder and fall. As though it is just everything useful and hard and of value out of it has been drained. And almost like as though its spirit itself was taken along with it, like whatever it was, its very thing of being. As far as you're trying to put together whether that type of thing can help with things or not, you don't remember any necessarily studies on it, but you've heard of that suspicion or that superstition. So night cattle themselves are valuable for that reason. As people believe that it's either makes magic easier or other things. Some even believe you have enough of it, it changes and helps you have children who have more affinity. Or even rumors of being able to use essentia especially well.
He'll relay to the others. They just start to take a sniff and go, if these had essentia, all gone, even from bones.
So the thing that ate them or dried them was obviously sniffing around for essentia, it seems.
Sort of a weird perversion of you, Jake.
Huh. So it is.
Same, but not same.
Yeah, it's twisted.
Yeah, they're obviously doing it wrong.
I usually consume pure essentia. This essentia is, and there's a little click, and the different voice comes out again. As when essentia is incorporated so deeply into organics, it potentially, uncertain, but it potentially weaves itself with the very essence of the organic. If you were to remove the essentia, it's almost like removing what the very essence of the being was. It's different than mining the pure stuff. Need to run more tests. Clicks off. Back. Yes, that.
I've heard about this before, but only with blood. They were called vampires.
That's
Hmm.
a nasty lot.
Similar. Vampire Jakes. Not pleasant thought.
No.
Okay, well, this makes me feel wholly uncomfortable. But I suppose we signed up for this job, or I signed you up for this job. So we're here now. I really do miss the days of the confession booth and trading and gossiping. It's a different world out here.
Builds character. Just think of the stories you'll have to tell when you go back.
Well, I'll certainly know a lot more about the production and sourcing of Essentia, at the very, very least. All right. Well, Renko, thanks for showing us the side and for showing us all those crispy crunchies. Perhaps we should head to town and have a bit of a rest, and we'd love to partake in some of your fine hospitality.
You're muted.
Well, that should be easy enough. You can come on, and takes you back into the ranch here. And it has takes out and it is able to serve up what seems like most like vegetables, a little bit of meat that they've kind of saved away. And
What do pangolins eat, Shepard?
I don't know. I'm back to my normal form.
Oh, okay. Does that mean when you're in animal form you have strange cravings and urges that align with the species?
I find it carries over.
So when you go back to shepherd form, you're not like, could grow some termites.
Craving insects right now, yes.
There is a large carcass of one. Like us to retrieve it. That one might give heartburn.
I'll say I'm gonna hold off on that one. Maybe have an episode similar to what you have with the processed Essentia.
You just got to remove the venom glands before you get in there, and it'll be fine.
That's the best part.
Delicacy. It's the spicy sauce. All right. Well, I'm going to dig into this fine meat, and thank you kindly for saving it for us strangers.
well, you all say you couldn't help, and if there's anything you can do, we'll sure be mighty appreciative. I go out later tonight, and things been coming out, and I don't even know.
We should rest up and prepare for whatever we're gonna face tonight.
All right.
Alrighty.
Do you want to process downtime?
Yes,
Yes, please.
please.
It's a trap.
What's your fear count, right, by the way?
Right now,
It's probably full.
not quite that
It's a trap.
bad.
It's a trap.
Here, I have it over here. Only at 4.
Oh, that's
It's a
not bad at all.
trap. He just wants fear.
But as you take your rest, I'll pick up. You're at tier 2 now. 5 more fear.
Told you.
What?
Trap.
It's okay. We didn't want to take turns anyway. Okay. Downtime stuff.
Yeah, what moves you want to make? What's it look like for you to make your moves here?
I'm gonna repair my armor twice. Oh no, maybe just one. I'll roll it and see what happens. Yep, I'm gonna repair my armor twice. And because it was dissolved by the saliva of the disgusting beetle jackal thing, I imagine it'll look like holding up two pieces of burned fabric and kind of being like, how is this going to work? And trying to sew them back together.
Like that. Who next?
I will do my usual and partake of my herbs, and that will help calm me down, release some stress. Then I will look to the others to see what they are doing and if I can help with my second move.
Jake sort of hunkers down and little nanobots come out to try to repair the armor. And he does the knowledge wizard has a thing where I can actually do a long rest move on a short rest. So he fully repairs his armor. And then you also see, well, you can't, it's hard to sort of see. You can hear a whirring sound as he basically pulls up Essentia reserves to prepare and give himself a hope.
I will join you in that. And
in the preparing?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And so I think this would be something that we would regularly do together. And so I'm just infusing some essentia in my herbs that I'm taking, and then like taking pieces of it off and tossing it to you as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it creates, when you do that, so the back and forth, for you then getting the extra essentia, Jake actually emits like a low-level hum that hits a resonance that is actually very relaxing. So it sort of helps with almost like a meditative.
Yeah, I like that.
So.
All right. You'll rest and do your moves here in the short rest.
Shouldn't have trusted him. Why I don't.
I'd say they gave you a pretty good haul here to help you out. What are some of the things you all notice around the inside of this ranch house that just talks like it speaks of how it once had poverty, but things you can tell where that's the situations are beginning to really hit their bottom line and their livelihood.
Maybe there's like a fruit bowl on the bench or on the table, and it's only got one sad looking apple in it. Or there's paintings on like propped up against the wall that don't have frames that might have had beautiful gilt frames in the past.
I think what I would notice would be the idle hands. I think it's less of seeing them marked for poverty and seeing the reason why, the fact that they can't work even though they want to, but that the cattle is, their livelihood's suffering. That they're nervously kind of like looking around, trying to find something to do, but they can't.
Like that.
Jake is usually able to recognize and sense, low level, in almost any kind of populated area, low level, like essentia dust, like just the kind of residue around. And particularly, he'd expect in a place doing this kind of ranching that you'd have even more of that because the cattle are supposed to be coming in and they're infused in everything. But it actually feels like what he felt in the remains of the cattle almost feels like is what's happened to the ranch in general. That the essentia and almost what it is has been sucked out of it. Like it's actually starting to have that effect on the overall ranch in a very similar way.
Definitely makes sense. All right. So then, as you begin to understand that, look at these things, night begins to fall, and the children, everyone begins to settle off to bed here. And give you a rough idea of where to go, where the cattle are likely to be roaming this time of night. And as you get out, Farla, it's looking out here to the north that there are these beautiful tones, almost like Aurora Borealis in the sky. People might think of Sencha burning, but you know where that comes from as you realize how close you must be to the hideout for this. What type of concern comes to Farla's mind as she realizes how close she is?
I mean, the immediate thought is, oh no, my people are the people doing this. And that they're so close means that it would probably be a good idea for me to go pay a visit before it becomes their land altogether, really. If they move these poor farmers out of the area, it will have more of an impact on them than it would on the people in the hideout, definitely. Would I recognize the lights in the sky as an essentia-based, like, chemical reaction? Or is it, like, drifting through the sky as if it was a fire burning in the smoke?
I think you know that something about the hideout causes it. What you can tell me, what is it linked to in the hideout?
How fanciful can I get?
Go for it.
We're about to lay down some canon here. I would say there's a particular figure in the Syndicate who's known for chemical exploration or experimentation. And it's really difficult for them to keep the products of their experiments out of the environment. So perhaps it's not always this strong, the lights, but today it's particularly strong, as if they were using quite a large quantity in their experiment, as if they had made progress on a big project. I think I'm imagining the hideout to be like a camp, not a real camp, obviously, but like a cave camp, where there's people with different skills and roles within the camp and different duties. And maybe that is one of the duties in the camp, to be this kind of camp chemist.
I like that, kind of the camp chemist. And I think you see that it is particularly strong tonight, like you said. And with that, you ride towards where the cattle are. And yeah, how do you want to approach this investigation?
Hmm. Do we see any sign of any figures on the landscape?
Okay, so you want to look out for that. Go ahead and give me instinct.
While she's still in that, did they let the cattle out at night?
They have you. They're kind of something where they kind of have to. They begin to burn
Okay.
up in such a crazy way that it's dangerous otherwise.
So then, yeah, I would like to go with the cattle and do my namesake and shepherd them along.
All right. So you actually kind of go among the cattle
Yes.
here as part of the investigation.
I think
Did you do instinct, Farla?
Oh, 13.
13. Okay. And then I would say, Shepard, why don't you give me presence as you try to help these ones along? And I'll get back to this. Then Jake.
I think just based on what he's been thinking and gathering, Jake kind of stays. If Shepard's like with the cattle, Jake is kind of wandering around the perimeter of the group of cattle. What he's sort of looking for, his logic is this. I don't know if the logic is right, but it doesn't matter. It's what his logic is that if this is a thing that is going to be sucking the essentia out, he's trying to see if he can sense a direction of or a pockets of absence of essentia, something that seems like almost like a vacuum. That is, so kind of looking for something by looking for where stuff isn't, looking for the hole in the general kind of residue of essentia.
Yeah. Give me knowledge.
I think we use another stress because I still don't have a lot of hope.
Because you had me do a presence roll.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go. I'm going to turn into a collie and attempt to herd the cattle that way, but only got an 8 fear.
Yeah, I got a 11 with fear.
Oh, my.
Oof.
I'm thinking of switching out my fear dice at this point because it's rolling too high.
11. All right, then Farla, you, as you stick and watch the hillside looking for a sign of more sapient, more interesting, you see on some of the hills that just kind of cover the hideout from most eyes, even from this far, the slight glint of glass, as though people look in through telescopes or binoculars. Spyglasses of sorts, kind of keeping an eye, observing the herd.
Mm.
And some very far, and then, like, well, not very far on mechanics, but just, and then some slightly closer. So one of these things that seems like they're taking quite a way, observing, watching.
When Farla notices this, And knowing how close we are to the hideout, I think she's going to let out like a... And then see if there's any activity coming from the hideout.
Oh,
There's
interesting.
like a call sign.
Yeah, give me presents.
I've got questions. 16 with hope.
Seeing with hope. All right. Let that out. You begin to hear call.
That's not creepy at all.
Could be anything. Don't worry about it.
And it's coming from different places, and you can see some of the blinks go out, and then you hear kind of the hum like this. Oh yeah. And you realize it is danger is already coming.
Oh no.
And Jake and Shepard, kind of you're examining within these creatures. There's cattle, and one of them, I'll actually show you two, will just sort of stop here. And they kind of let out this pained expression, and you can see them begin to shrink, like get thinner, as though their insides are evaporating. The skin becomes taut around the bone, and they just fall down.
Can Jake get up within close range of them and cast his spell reveal, which reveals things that are magically hidden?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Is there any roll for that?
Yep, spellcasting roll.
Got it.
Well, the fear die rolled low, so it's with hope, but it's only an 8 with hope. So
You set that spell, censure blares, and that is why you don't see, while the others do, these two forms rise out of the cattle. And one, you all watch as one seems to go, like trying to pass through Jake for 19.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. You all watch this form grab, and Jake, your vision goes black. And then you can see your metal body from an overhead view fallen, the light out. And now you see this thing, what almost looked like a sentia fanged teeth, breathing in, wings spreading out 10 feet, claws that are grabbing whatever amounts to a soul for you, your sentia pattern itself, breathing it in. And as this is happening, you can see like the outline of this occurring, outline of Jake, like this huge thing that's trying to devour, while its companion seems to be looking at all of you who've intruded into this. So, Jake, you are currently untethered from your body.
Dope.
Yep.
And until something occurs, you're not able to act.
Okay.
And I pass the spotlight.
Shepard, do you see that?
Shepard's already running over there. Yeah, so I'm running a closer distance to get. If I can, I'd like to stand over Jake. And as I do, I'm going to use the Firefly version of Conjure Swarm and
Nice.
try to light both these things up aflame. And what it looks like for me is it's not fireflies that come out. I dig into my pouch and I kind of throw out a sprinkling of herbs, and then those light on fire.
Oh, nice. As it swirls, as it's a multiple enemy attack.
Yes. All adversaries within close range.
Perfect. All right, begin that attack on them then.
Critical success.
Ooh, all right, full damage on a roll.
So it's going to be 19 plus 10, 29
Whoa.
magic damage, if that matters.
That does. So that is severe as the two creatures begin to burn and shriek.
Wow. A point of order, what did that smell like?
What part? The thing's burning
Right.
or what I
You
used?
burnt up your herbs. Yeah.
Uh,
But time? Basil? What are we talking here?
and more of an earthy smell. Give me a second. I'll kind of get like a good idea of what it is.
Oregano? Something like that?
Oregano and turmeric, we'll say, or turmeric.
Ooh, yep. Like it.
That.
It was only while listing all these herbs I realized how many things we call differently in Australia.
With a little bit of lemongrass in there too. Just a slight smell of citrus.
Shepard, you gotta use that attack more often. I'm hungry.
All right, with both of them taken severe, you see this outline of Jake be released as it's pulled right back into the body as the lights in their eyes light up once more.
The entire time, incorporeal Jake was like doggy paddling. Like he was just sitting there on the foot. He was doggy paddling.
How you feeling, Jake?
How am I feeling? Did I take any damage from that?
No, it just was. It was just that you wouldn't be able to move. Yeah.
Okay. Jake's eyes will sort of blink open, and he'll go, very strange sensation. We'll be better in a moment. And he turns and looks at the whichever one is the one that attacked him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to unleash his arcane barrage at him. As his eyes just glow and a bunch of little things open up, and it's like just a bunch of little rockets come out of his back and just
Pew, 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 pew.
and that's the one where there's no attack roll. It just happens. I just spend hope and it happens. So that is going to be... Ooh, that's good. That's very good. That is 16 magic damage to that one.
That is major. As you burning, and it can see like it's just like bleeding essentially now into the ground. And below it, as you do this, there is like an outcropping of Essentia that's being formed. as like this drips down and begins to crystallize, almost like an oversaturated solution of sugar or salt as it starts rising up.
Mm.
When we are done here, I'm going to eat you.
Was that? Oh yeah, so it wasn't a roll. However, I'm going to go ahead and spend some fear. And I'm going to activate these two folks as they turn, and in a similar way. Actually, let's go ahead and mark fear for them. They're going to pass through Farla and Shepard, trying to grab your essential patterns, your soul, so to speak, the same way. So Shepard first as we go to 14.
Just hits.
Farla, I get a nat 20.
Oh no.
So in the same way, Jake, you see now both of these patterns, these outlines of Farla and Shepard pulled out, and now you see this overhead view, both of you, and the full expression of these creatures. Farla, this is the color of those lights of the experiments of the hideout that they seem to burn with. What color is this? What is these?
I'm imagining that kind of opalescent blue-green that you see in the night sky over the Arctic, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah. So those two aren't able to move. So as I pass the spotlight, Jake.
Is great because Jake is again out of hope. So
Oh no!
he is limited in what he can do. But I mean, based on what he's seen, he's just going to attempt to attack one of these things to try to get them to release one of his friends, and he's going to go for, since Shepard hit them both, he hit one of them, he's going to keep on that one.
Okay.
Because that one should be more injured. So he's just the great staff just comes out of his shoulder again. And he's going to take a shot for that is a 15 with hope.
Ooh, its difficulty is 15.
Cool.
Beats it.
Yep.
So that'll be nice. That's 11 magic damage to that one.
Very good. How do you want to do this?
So I don't know who is it that this one grabbed?
So this one would have gone after Shepard.
Shepard? Okay. So I think the thing pops up. He already hit it with the barrage. His thing pops up. It seems weird. You don't expect that basically flashlight eyes can actually squint, but these seem to momentarily. And he just growls. You will release Shepard, friend. And then the blast just goes and just hits it right in the chest and just tears it apart.
Absolutely. As it again kind of explodes and falls, and now again more sensors shooting up. And that was with hope, I believe. So also have the spotlight. As Shepard, you find yourself shot back to your body once more.
Normally have to imbibe to have that experience. I'll use fireflies again. $15 hope.
That does it.
11 magic.
Oh, it's 11 this time. Okay. This Farla is still kept up as it seems to instinctively now kind of takes, you can see it's taking its fangs now and like inserting them down to like the shoulders of Farla's pattern.
Oh no.
And that's just a 7 against Farla.
That misses.
All right. Well, how do you feel like your spirit here gets out of it?
I think it's pretty uncoordinatedly. I think it's as if she kind of falls back into her form and stands up and is like, "What just happened?"
I like it with the mist. You're back out. You can see now just the outline of these. What do you want to do?
What do I want to do? I think I'm gonna get it with my daggers, my rain of blades. So I'll spend a hope to do that. And I presume I'm very close. Otherwise, how would they have done this to me?
Correct.
That was a 20 actually, with a critical success. And
Nice.
let's go for it's max actually. So that's 18 plus 12, which is 30, and then a roll. Maths. I believe in maths. That is 44 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Good question. Good question. I think it's again with these shadow rain of blades maneuvers. It looks like whipping daggers through a sheet. In this case, kind of leaving little puncture ruins all over everything.
Until it finally falls down.
Whilst that was beautiful, and to be honest, my first out-of-body experience, I would hate for that to be an ongoing problem for the farm. Do you think we should... Well, I hate to say, but I think we should make a visit to my friends up north.
Why's that?
Oh, it's the operational matter. I think we've got to sort an operational matter.
Your friends are the source of this.
I'm not 100% sure, but I do think that... Look, I need to come clean about something. I'm not all I appear to be. And I'm going to turn around and show them the symbol on my neck and say, look, I've got friends, certain friends in high places. And by that, I mean on top of a mountain. In fact, I mean on top of that mountain. And in fact, I think we should go visit them. Because I think they could be responsible for this.
Shepard will give you... Shepard will stare at you for a couple seconds. And then we'll just press on without saying much. But it is definitely a look of trying to size you up and coming to terms with something.
I understand this is a lot to digest at this moment, but you could argue that we've been digested a lot today, and what's one more herb on the fire, so to speak.
Speaking of digest, Jake is sniffing at the concentrated Essentia that came down to check if it is just highly concentrated normal Essentia.
Yeah. Give me a knowledge roll.
Am I gonna do it? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. All right. I'm still only at 3 stress if I do that. That is a 18 with hope.
All right. You can see now these are... They formed in crystalline, but the shoots are too straight. And you realize that these is processed Essentia. And you know for a fact, if it even took it, it must have taken it raw, almost like these things themselves do a type of processing and leave it behind.
So, okay. So these beings, they're taking Essentia and they're almost like processing it themselves. And then when they try the process is left. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like a Essentia guano? Is that what we're talking about here?
Well, Jake, much like my 5-month-old puppy, absolutely will eat the droppings of these things. At least eat one, kind of crunch on it. Processed. Essentia has been processed.
As you do that, there is a blast of orange light and almost an explosion above your head. You turn, and you can see it appears almost to be like an engine of like a locomotive with 4 feline-like legs attached to it, and on it's like a saddle. It sits this woman, this long, almost lance-like blade that comes out. It's split in the center. You see a gun nozzle coming out from the hilt in between the 2 split blades. And it's smoking as it just fired that. She goes, "Now I'm glad y'all survived, but that ain't yours. You don't be eating our profits from what we're doing here. You should know better than that, Farla."
I'm sorry, I was not familiar with this operation. Could you introduce yourself, please?
She looks a bit disgruntled as well. I certainly don't have the far reach of your family or yourself, but you've been away, and that time I found my own home here. I am Miss.
Just Miss? Okay.
As we go, it was Miss Magic to be specific.
Miss Magic?
That's right.
Are you responsible for the beautiful lighting for this encounter?
Well, she looks back. Operation has gotten a bit sophisticated, and we have a sponsor. Well, could say interesting party in what we do up there. Given enough Essentia for us all.
I see. A sponsor.
Could say that.
I feel that there's been a political shift in our organization. Weren't we a cooperative? Was this not for mutual gain? And now you've got some head honcho calling the shots?
You don't call no shots. You just hide us. Doing work that steady. Gives us what we need.
You're just lackeys.
She looks at us and goes, huh. Now, you're not, I would say you're not unfamiliar with this type of thing. There's always been this, like, tension within the hideout and the syndicate of those who'd want to hire versus, like, I guess, as you would say, the free enterprise and that Farla kind of more represents. But what do you feel like? You can name either faction, your faction or this faction.
I would call my faction the Guild.
Guild.
Actually, it's gonna have a cooler name than that. I'm gonna say the Sand Runners.
Sand Runners.
Or Dust Runners? Dust Runners.
Dust
We're going Dust Runners.
I like it. Seagulls. Well. Back before, you wouldn't even notice someone like me. You and the Dust Runners, but while you've been running about and making all types of enemies, we of the Brewers, let's just say we've found our own way. But all the same, you are still due hospitality by the ways. But I don't know who these two are. Farla.
Ah, well, if you've signed up for a sponsor, someone who's hired you, then you can consider these two my sponsor. They're helping me get through the desert without dying, and we share the spoils.
You see, just as you were talking, she had that question in the air. There's a energy signature coming around her blade. As you say that, she kind of lets it dissipate, like the summon. Well,
We actually are more alike than it appears on the surface, I suppose.
so you're just traveling. Are you speaking for them then? Or should we take measures so that their knowledge is contained?
I don't think it would be possible to contain their knowledge. But why don't you help me understand the changes in the politics? Show me this operation you've got going on. Show us how we can contribute for the good of the syndicate.
Give me presents. Or in other words, is there anything, because I think this could be a group if you want, anything anybody wants to add while this is happening?
So I think I've been kind of in the dark, so you couldn't really see me too well. And I'll step more into the light, and I'll be in my normal form. And I will just kind of in a, not necessarily a threat, but more of just making my presence known. And say, I didn't know a shepherd had to be spoken for.
I like that. Give me that presence reaction.
13.
All right. And Jake?
I'm trying to think what he would. 'Cause I don't know if this is going to help or not. I think it's what he would say. I think he's not catching any of the subtlety of this conversation, but he's catching the idea that the thing that they just fought were made or being used in some way, and it's a processing of essentia. And so I think he'll just pipe up and say, these are very primitive, almost savage processing procedures. You don't seem to be very advanced in your knowledge.
Oh no!
of essentia." Just-
Sick burn.
Give me the presents.
okay. What do I have? I have nothing on presents. So,
It has to go with that burn.
that is a 12.
All right.
The darndest things.
That is a net +0 over to Farla's presence roll.
Sorry,
Oh,
Shepard.
okay.
I think I wrecked
Can
your
I
cool
do
moment.
Can I use my experience? I'd like to use "You Can Trust Me."
Okay.
Okay. Ah, 19 with hope.
Okay. Her thumb flicks incredibly fast as the two halves of her bifurcated blade suddenly close, hiding the nozzle, the little, essentially, gun underneath. And she sheathes her blade. All right, then. Parla. Hope you all know how to still ride in these parts.
I certainly do, but I don't think my companions have that need.
Then keep on up. She kind of turns and you can see she kind of pulls a lever on this strange thing that she has, and lines light up within the legs, the feline legs of this. They basically, it's almost like a locomotive, a small locomotive with these power feline legs at the bottom. They light up as she begins bounding, and it hops from two large rocky outcroppings into the other, like you just would expect a cat to pounce and move with her on it. Just keep up.
That's sick. I think we can certainly try.
All right, what's it look like as we see y'all follow her out to the hideout?
I think I'll do the typical like calling of my massive shell friend. I've gotten a name for the giant scorpion, and then try and skitter afterwards. But to be honest, it is actually quite difficult to keep up.
I shift into a bird and keep up that way, but I think I'd be flying. Nah, I'd shift into another dog form and run alongside Jake.
Nice.
So what actually is happening with Jake is tier 2, his movement's a little bit different now, and he almost sort of very slightly phase shifts. So everything is pouncing. He's almost like mini shifting, teleporting as he goes up.
Oh, nice. And with that, you all ride. And soon the lights in the sky take odd shapes, geometric patterns. It's almost these large cubic structures stacked on top of each other. And as you ride, you can realize that there's this very specific path that you are following as you follow behind Farla. And if you stray from it, it's as though the whole thing disappears. But only following the way that is being led, can you just see past the light to the structure beyond. And we will end there for tonight.